Who's going next?
Oh, I'm going to lighten up the atmosphere in here a little bit by talking about our favourite royals that we all love to hate, the Duke and Duchess of Montecito. Sorry, I mean Sussex. So earlier on this week, we saw some beautiful images of Harry and Meghan out in America at a polo match. And I just had a quick thought to myself, despite the fact I find this pair incredibly annoying, maybe it's time for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the rest of the royal family to bury the hatchet. They come home and fill the void which has been left by our senior royals who are unwell at the moment and dealing with other things. Indeed, it's only really the Queen Camilla who we've seen out and about recently. So tonight, I'm asking the question, is it time for Meghan and Harry, Will and Kate, Camilla and Charles to bury the hatchet, get back together, and for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to come home?
Albie, would you forgive your daughter who left you estranged for best part of half a decade, didn't invite you to her wedding, you had a heart attack, she didn't bother to go and visit you, the husband didn't bother to fly to ever meet you upon the relationship starting, and also you'd never seen your grandchildren? Would you easily forgive and forget that kind of torrid behaviour?
I don't have children, but I imagine if I did have children, I would want to have a relationship with them as much as possible.
Right, so Meghan Markle...
But we're not talking about Thomas Markle. We're talking about the royal family.
It matters.
And what
we're
I'm
talking
arguing...
about Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle preaches compassion, humanity, being a good person, yet she's treated her father... Yes, he's made mistakes. He made a massive cock-up with those paparazzi pictures. But if she was so compassionate and so forgiving and humanitarian, look how amazing I am, she would have forgiven her father, buried the hatchet and had some sort of relationship with her. You lead by example. You can't, gallivant around the world building some fake faux brand on humanity when you treat your father that way. And same for Harry and his family as well. They deserve each other and they shouldn't come back to each other.
Emma, wouldn't it be useful, Emma Webb, to have some extra senior royals at the moment who could get out there and do the jobs of meeting the great British people? And wouldn't Harry and Meghan be perfect for that job?
Depends on who those senior royals are, and Meghan is no Princess Anne. I think they are the last thing that we need. In fact, you saw those photographs and saw sort of like the glamour and sparkle that you think that the royal family could do with. I saw those photographs and I saw a sort of LA princess who isn't, you've just described it perfectly, Ben. I just think that they're the last thing that royal family needs. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think that it would be nice for them to personally bury the hatchet, that it's always a sad thing when families fall apart. And I do actually think Thomas Markle will probably forgive Meghan for anything because he clearly loves her very much. But they've behaved atrociously. They've made their decision. They've made their bed. They need to lie in it. They should stop using the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, go and do their own thing and just live their private lives.
That's another great point.
We have other senior royals who could step in. Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie could step up and take part. And have always been against a slimmed down royal family. I think this has proved why that's a bad idea. But we do not need Harry and Meghan.
But Darren, they are irritating. They have made mistakes. But there's a Markle sparkle, isn't there?
I mean, I have to put it to you. Are you a Republican?
No, I'm just saying there's a Markle sparkle.
Because I think
how could you not look at those images? I don't know if we can get them back up.
I see a celebrity there. I don't see a royal. I see a celebrity.
They look fantastic. Wouldn't it be great if they were representing Britain?
I see a lady breaking the royal dress code.
Absolutely.
Look at them. Wouldn't it be great if they were out there
on show
representing Britain on the global stage?
No, absolutely not. I actually would argue that you would be bringing about the end of the monarchy if you bring the two of them back. They are so deeply unpopular in this country now that it isn't worth thinking about.
You can't keep their name out of your mouth.
Also, they can't be trusted. How are they supposed to function as senior royals when they can't be trusted at all? I mean,
what secrets about King Charles's cancer would they be selling at the first opportunity?
No, they are, as that podcast executive said, they are grifters. They are in it for themselves. They cannot be trusted to be close to the royal family. And they are not suitable for public service.
Yeah, I think the truth is that they have absolutely no desire to return to royal service. And I think the problem is that, it seems it's obviously possible, it's his birthright that Prince Harry could return to that. You can't change that without an Act of Parliament. But I don't think that Meghan Markle would ever be accepted by this country. And look, I have to be honest, because, you know, as the wokest man in Britain, I know that I should love Meghan Markle, but she makes it so hard to like her because the hypocrisy that she keeps doing, the sense of entitlement about the way she behaves, the lack of hard work that is evident in what they publish and how rarely they produce anything, the fact that they do so few charity engagements compared to, for example, Princess Anne, who can do 400 or 500 in a year. You know, when Meghan Markle goes out and does them, it's a couple of times a year. Sometimes it's for, you know, just for friends, not even simply for the act of charity. And we all must know about it. And I just think that's not good enough for a royal, so I wouldn't want her back unless she was having a serious change of heart.
But at the moment, we're in a situation where the King is essentially out of action. The Princess of Wales is recovering. The Prince of Wales is helping his wife recover. Queen Camilla's holding up the fort. Wouldn't it be useful to have an extra few senior royals?
I think Eugenie and Beatrice might be a much more popular choice than the Montecito pair.
Also, last word, sorry, Emma made a great point. Stop using those titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you were so badly treated, you were close to suicide, they stopped you travelling, they held your passport. If you hate the royal family that much, they're full of racists. Stop using the titles, you pair of grifters.
Well.
Then they'd be Prince and Princess
men.
Henry of Wales.
Yeah. Well, oh, dear God.
Still even worse.